what is Aneka in cloud computing. Aneka is a platform from Microsoft Private Limited, BAL, Platform Abstraction Layer. So this is the platform abstraction layer is going to separate the infrastructure as well as the middleware. Under management, we have a tools, management studio, web service, interface, and admin portal. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Students, let us start our discussion with the topic Aneka platform, that is Unit 3. So, in this session, let us talk about Aneka architecture and framework. Let us start with first Aneka cloud computing. Now, all these days we have discussed about cloud services, cloud computing, and so on. So, you have a knowledge of about cloud computing, cloud services, and architecture. Now, let us see what is Aneka in cloud computing. Aneka is a platform from Microsoft Private Limited. So, Aneka in cloud computing, it is a software platform. Aneka is a software platform for developing cloud computing application. So, what is the Aneka here? Aneka from Microsoft Private Limited. It is a software platform. So, once it is a software platform, means obviously it is going to help the users or the clients for developing different cloud computing applications. That is Aneka. Is going to provide a pure PaaS solution for cloud computing. It is platform as a service. If it is a platform as a service, it means that it is going to provide the users with a different platform so that the users or any enterprises can develop any applications according to their requirement with a different platform. It is going to provide platform as a service solution in cloud computing, and it is a middleware product that can be deployed on a heterogeneous set of resources like a network components, a multi-core server, data centers, and virtual cloud infrastructures, or mixture of all. So if I say mixture of all, the meaning is heterogeneous set of resources. So it is a middleware. So what's the meaning of the middleware here? See, I mean, this Aneka is a platform. It will be deployed or implemented on the infrastructure. So infrastructure would be the bottom layer, and then on top of it we'll be having the Aneka. That is called as a middleware, and over it, on top of Aneka, we are having the application layer where all APIs or applications are stored, and the users or the client can access those applications through API. So here it is a middleware. That is the meaning of the middleware, and it can be deployed on heterogeneous set of resources. Means different types of resources, like it can be a multi-core server or data centers or virtual cloud infrastructure. Over it, we can deploy this Aneka cloud computing. It is a software platform, and the framework provides both middleware for managing and scaling distributed applications and extensible set of APIs for developing applications. So this is the another advantage of Aneka. Is going to this framework means the architecture is going to provide both middleware for managing and scaling distributed applications as well as different APIs for developing different applications. So this is Aneka cloud computing, Aneka platform. In the next slide, we will see what is Aneka framework and architecture. So if we talk about the architecture and framework, now you can look at this schematic diagram here. So here, if you look at the diagram, so this one we take it as one more layer on. This is the middleware. As I told you just now, middleware. Over it we have application development and management layer, and below, and this middleware is installed or deployed on infrastructure, this is through platform abstraction layer. So this is desktop cloud, data center, clusters or cloud. That is the meaning of the heterogeneous set of services. So this Aneka platform is software or the services are deployed over infrastructure. This is the infrastructure layer, this is the middleware, and this is the top layer or application development and management layer. Now let us see what are the different components of this architecture. So in general, what is this framework and architecture? It is a collection of interconnected containers constitute the Aneka cloud, a single domain in which services are made available to users and developers. So what is this Aneka framework? It is a collection of interconnected containers. Containers are nothing but the services provided by the provider. It is a collection of services, and all services are interconnected for intercommunication. See, that is Aneka framework. Now, if you look at the architecture, we have different components here. The application development and management. Under that, we have SDK, Software Development Kit, and it's going to provide API, tutorials, and samples. And management kit. Under that, we have Management Studio and Admin Portal and Web Services. See, these are all the components for under application development and management for managing cloud services. Next, we have middleware. So this is your Aneka framework. So the middleware is referred as Aneka framework. So in this, there are different components. One is, these are called containers. So we have, one is middleware is a container, foundation services, and fabric services, and it is nothing but application services. So here there are three services are present or inside the Aneka framework. This is referred as Aneka framework. And next we have PAL, platform abstraction layer. So this is the platform abstraction layer is going to separate the infrastructure as well as the middleware, or it is an interface, or the all the services of this infrastructure, the hardware, these services or resources are applicable or accessible by the user through this platform abstraction layer, or we call it as PAL. So this is the schematic diagram shows the Aneka framework as well as Aneka architecture. In the next slide, we will see what are the different components of Aneka framework. Now let us see the different parts, components of Aneka framework or architecture. So this architecture comprises of three layers, or we can take it as three layers. Here one is application and management and development layer. The first one, application and development management layer. And second one is application services. There's a middleware. This is the middleware, application services, foundation services, and fabric services. And platform abstraction layer, that is PAL. See, this is the PAL, platform abstraction layer. And next one is infrastructure. So this is the infrastructure where you can find physical hardware resources as infrastructure. Now let us learn the different components, or let us see what are the different functions of different components on the architecture. So first one is application management and development. See, what is the function of this? So it allows you to integrate applications, operating systems, storage, cloud security tools, and more. So it is going to integrate, means is going to collaborate, or it is a collective services, consists of operating system, storage, and security tools. And the result is consistent and unified management over resources, allocation, compliances, security, and cost management across multiple clouds and environment. So the function of application management is nothing but is going to manage different resources, or we can say all the resources are managed by this application management and development layer through different tools. So let us see, under we have different tools here. Under management, we have a tools, management studio, web service, interface, and admin portal. See, that is what we have seen here. Under management, we have management studio, admin portal, web services. These are all the component of management kit. So here, in this example, management studio, what is the component? The management studio, it is a graphical user interface, enables administrator to efficiently monitor, manage, and optimize the Aneka based cloud infrastructure. So this is one of the function of application management and development, and it can be achieved through this tool, management studio. It is a tool. So with the help of this, it is possible for the provider to administer or to maintain efficiently, to monitor the services, manage the services, and optimize the infrastructure. That is the function of this management studio, one of the tool in application management and development. In the next slide. So this Aneka Cloud Management Studio, what you have seen in the previous slide, it is a web-based graphical user interface. So this studio, it is a tool, it is a web-based graphic user interface provided by Manjra Soft Private Limited. Next one is the admin portal. The admin portal serves as the central hub for administrators to manage and monitor Aneka clouds and offering features for defining cloud infrastructure, managing user accounts, tracking performance, viewing resources usage, and reports and troubleshooting deployments by the accessing remote logs. See, this is the main function of admin portal, one of the component here. So this is the management tool. So it's going to manage different resources and different applications, different hardware part of it, and they're going to keep track of the accounts and also the performance of each and every resources, and also it is going to help in troubleshooting and debugging the components or any problem with respect to the services. So this is the main function of admin portal, one of the component. In the next slide, we will see software development kit, that is SDK. That is one of the component here. This is SDK under application development and management. SDK, software development kit. It consists of APIs, tutorials, and samples. What is Aneka SDK? So Aneka SDK, software development kit, it provides a collection of tools, libraries, and APIs that enables the developers to create custom applications. These APIs allow access to Aneka services and functionalities. So this is software development kit, and what is the function of it, or what is it? It is a collection of tools. So this is a collection of tools, and as it is a software development kit, it also has libraries and also API, application program interfaces. It is going to help the software developers to create custom applications and also to create the different APIs, and these APIs are used to access different Aneka services, that is Aneka SDK. And also this Aneka SDK is going to provide runtime environment to execute them on the distributed resources. So it is also going to provide a runtime environment to execute different applications, and also provide very mature SDK containing cloud application development and API and tools to help developers to focus on their business logic instead of underlying complexity around the infrastructure. I mean, indirectly we can say that this Aneka SDK is going to provide the developers with, or help the developers in to concentrate or to work on or focus in the development part of it, and not to worry much about the underlying infrastructure. That is another important function of this Aneka SDK. And another functionalities of this SDK, it include access to detailed documentation and samples that will enable the experienced programmer to satisfy their specific needs regarding the Aneka framework in the form of components, applications, or services. And also, this Aneka SDK, it also contains APIs, and as we have seen in the architecture, it also consists of sample programs or sample models, and also documentation of everything, all the details or documentation of different samples with examples or different tools. So all this is going to help a programmer to develop different applications easily with the help of different components of Aneka framework. That is another function of SDK. In the next slide, we will see what is PAL, that is Platform Abstraction Layer. That is what we have seen in the architecture. This is Platform Abstraction Layer. So it is in between or the interface between the infrastructure layer or infrastructure as well as Aneka framework, that is middleware. The PAL, it is in a cloud environment. So each and every operating system, different operating system used to store file differently with respect to their architecture. So it is the platform abstraction layer, that is PAL, that addresses this heterogeneous problem with operating systems and provide the container with a uniform interface for accessing the relevant information. Thus, the rest of the container can be operated without modification on any supported platform. So, what is the function of PAL here? So, generally, all these file system or the informations are stored in a container. So, or in a storage devices, it is referred as a container here. And here, this container is going to store, as we have seen in the first point, is going to store a file system or different types of file from different operating system. So this PAL, platform abstraction layer, is going to help the user to access the respective or particular files in the container without any problem, because this container consists of all the files or files of with different operating system. So the users is not finding any problem accessing the information inside the container through PAL. That is important function of the PAL or platform abstraction layer. So that is the meaning of is going to address the heterogeneous problem with the file system with a different operating system. That is PAL. In the next slide, it provides the following features: uniform and platform independent implementation interface for accessing the hosting platform. So it's going to provide platform independent and uniform accessing system to access or hosting the different application, and uniform access to extended and additional properties of hosting platform, and uniform and platform independent access to remote nodes. This is another function or features. And management interfaces, uniform and platform independent management, and it is a small layer of software that comprises a detection engine which automatically configures the container at boot time with the platform specific component to access the above information, and an implementation of the abstraction layer for the Windows, Linux, and Mac OS operating system. So this is the main function of PAL, means it's going to address different, is going to address the container with the information stored in the container with different operating system. That is the main function of PAL. It is a small layer of the software. So it is going to separate the middleware, the framework of Aneka, as well as the infrastructure or the hardware part of the service provider. These are the different features or functions of PAL, that is Platform Abstraction Layer. In the next slide, we will see the infrastructure layer. So what we have seen so far is the application and management layer, like PIL. Next one is infrastructure layer. Infrastructure layer is at the bottom of this layer architecture. So it is a collection of, or it is a group of hardware resources like cloud service, cluster, data center, and desktop cloud. The Aneka cloud infrastructure, it involves collection of physical and virtual resources connected by a network and managed by Aneka middleware platform that provides services for application execution. So this is the infrastructure layer. As I told you, it is a collection of hardware resources or physical resources, and it is be all the services are accessed by, or all the applications are executed through this Aneka middleware. This infrastructure can range from local networks and data centers to public cloud. So the infrastructure of the provider, it may consist of a local network and data centers to public clouds. And the key components include the Aneka containers for runtime environment, and management studio for administration, and fabric and foundation and execution services that handle hardware interaction, and core middleware feature and application scheduling respectively. So these are the components of the infrastructure, or it may be it consists of different hardware resources for management as well as for unfined environment, as well as execution of different applications or accessing different services from the user. This is the infrastructure layer of Aneka architecture. In the next slide, now we will see what are nodes. So here the nodes representing the physical or virtual machines that host Aneka components. So one term we are using here is nodes. The nodes is nothing but the physical or virtual machines in the, it is the part of Aneka component. Next one is Aneka Node Manager. What is Aneka Node Manager? So here there are, one is component is called node, second component is called Aneka Managers. So what is the function of Aneka Node Manager here? It is deployed on each node. These managers are the responsible for managing the local resources and acting as a runtime environment for application. So this is the function of node manager. They are going to manage the local resources for applications. Next one is Aneka container. Aneka containers. This within the each node, an Aneka container serves as the execution environment for distributed applications and providing basic management and hosting various services. So what is Aneka container? So it is a place, it is a container, it serves as the execution environment for different applications. The larger organization, so here the Aneka cloud, it can be organized or it can be structured or can be grouped of a different nodes with different responsibilities or different functions. Students, so far we have discussed about the Aneka framework and architecture, and in that architecture we have learned the different components of application management and development layer, and also the components or functions of infrastructure layer, where it contains different hardware resources, and PIL, that is platform abstraction layer. Let us continue our discussion in my next session. Thank you so much.